Formal report includes incident report, trip report, and progress report. Okay? While formal report class is an official report that contains detailed information, such as research and data necessary to make business decisions. Some examples are annual reports in a specific company or in a hospital, okay, or even at school. And we also have expense reports, okay, or expenses reports, okay? So let us proceed with the common types of informal report. So for the common types of informal report, we have first the incident report, okay, trip report, and progress report. So let's see the sample incident report here. Okay, I'll just upload the file so you could see it closely. So this is a sample of incident informal report. Okay, so for that one, types of informal report still, we have some of the common situations that require an incident report. Okay, for example, machine breakdown, installation problems, brawl between or among personnel, small incidents or even major incidents, problems caused by natural calamities, operation-related problems. So these situations require an incident report, which is an informal report. Okay? So an incident report, again, provides a factual account of an incident to make sure that the incident will not happen again. Okay? They have to address it using an informal report. So here is the structure of incident report class. First is the problem description. It is where you narrate the events related to the incident, includes the people involved, time, date, place, and problems. Okay? Next one is the actions taken after the problem description. In the actions taken, this is where you state the actions that were taken by the sender or by the personnel directly involved in the incident. And we have the recommendations. Under the recommendations class, it is where you provide some suggestions on how the incident can be prevented, handled, or avoiding to happen again. Okay, that is for recommendation. Let's go back to the number one in the problem description. This section needs to be clearly narrated in a way that the reader can visualize the event. So you have to narrate it by providing complete details. Okay? Problem description, actions taken by the people, by the sender, by the one doing the action or those people involved, and lastly recommendations on how to avoid something to happen or to avoid problems to occur again. Okay? So next one, we have here your sample on trip report. You could look closely to it once you have the file. So let us proceed with the situations that requires a trip report or that would allow, okay, that would allow some people to write a trip report, informal one, okay? So a trip report provides a record of a job-related trip and evaluate whether it was a success or not. So example, inspection of a site, attendance in a conference or convention, participation in a training program, or in a meeting, or a trip report for some of the seminars and such. Okay? So here is the structure of a trip report. First is the background, wherein you provide basic information about the trip. This includes the date, duration, objectives of the trip, destination, and the rationale for the trip. Okay? So next, the discussion. It contains the details and findings obtained from the trip. It also includes observations, contacts, sessions attended, and problems encountered. So you have to include there in the discussion, after you provide the complete background, the details of everything, you will then have um, to incorporate the whatever observation that you have, whatever relationship that you have built, or whatever matters that you have encountered there or discussed, attended, and the difficulties that you have faced or encountered during the trip. Okay, next one, we have your conclusion. In the conclusion class, this is where you present what you have accomplished from the trip, such as sales made and linkages established. Okay, next one is recommendation. This is where you present suggestions to make the next trips more successful. You could put their recommendation on adding more financial support or being early in the venue and such. Okay, based on whatever problem that you have encountered, you could create your recommendation. So it also commends or recommends rather certain steps that the company may take relevant to its own growth and advancement. Okay, for a more successful trip on the by next time. Okay, so next we have here your sample progress report. Okay, you could look closely to it next time. So for the sample progress report, people, we have here, it is the where you provide an update on the completion or status of a particular task. So some of the situations or samples where you have to use progress report. First, completed tasks since the last report, tasks that are in progress, delays and their causes. Okay, you have to update whoever will be the one receiving the report. Resolution of the progress encountered, remaining work, other tasks to be done, target completion, date of the task. Okay? So next one, we have here the parts, of course, of our structure or our progress report. First is the introduction. It is where you state the purpose of the report, period covered by the report, meaning to say the span of time, okay, covered by the report. Brief summary, main progress to date or since last report. Then we have your body. It is where you include the description of the work completed, such as completed task or accomplished items, duration, how long, okay, you accomplished the task or items, compliance with the schedule. Okay, after the introduction and body, we then have the problems encountered such as delays and incomplete work. Then, we have here remaining work. This is still in the body, okay? So, for the remaining work, we include their remaining task, projects to be completed, timetable and strategies to do the remaining task. Then, we have their possible risk and strategies in controlling this risk. Okay, after the body, of course, we then have the conclusion, which includes evaluation of the current status. You tell the receiver if whatever the situation of the task progressing during that time. Forecast for project completion, willingness to make adjustments, and contact delays. Okay? So that's it for our informal. So this is the last task that I will give you, but we still have formal report next discussion. But I have to stop your activity with this one because I don't want to suffocate you with the activities. This is the last activity, even though we have last topic pa on our OLC schedule. This will be the last activity for you. Okay, so your task will have to be an informal report. It is where you write a report to one of the leaders in your community reporting about an incident. Okay, meaning an incident report that may affect the community as a whole. So a community project you are involved in. Okay, if not man, whoever or you could create. Okay, it's okay class if it's not in real situation or real life situation. Observe the principles in writing reports. You could use the slide that I will be uploading as well. Submit your report in a short bond paper, of course, Word lang, not printed, following the font style of Times New Roman and font size 12. Okay, I will also include your rubrics for the incident report. Okay, let us now proceed with the formal reports or formal proposals rather. So we have here your formal proposal as our last minor topic before our last OLC tomorrow. So for proposals class, our objectives are to discuss the features of an effective informal proposal, identify the types of informal proposal, evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of an informal report, use appropriate format and document design, define the purpose and context of an informal proposal, use appropriate graphics and illustration, write an effective informal report. But I won't be giving another activity for this anymore. Okay, so let us proceed with what an informal proposal is. Okay, so an informal proposal class is a form of informal report that aims to persuade its readers to address a particular problem. Okay? So, informal proposals are written when people need to ask permission to make a purchase, undertake a project, or write a paper. This type of proposal is a way of persuasively putting forth an idea and asking for action to be taken on that idea. Okay? Maybe in either letter or memo format depending on its origin. Generally, it does not exceed 5 pages. Okay? So, 4 types of informal proposal. We have here solicited internal, okay? Unsolicited internal, solicited internal, external rather, and unsolicited external. So let us have first the solicited internal. What is that, miss? We could not understand. So a solicited internal class follows a memo format. You could go back to our memo topic, okay, the second lesson. It is used when the sender and recipient belongs to the same organization. So if we try to cut it short, solicited internal proposal class, these are proposals that are requested by a manager or supervisor. There may not be a need for you to come up with the answer or solve the problem. Your boss or your employer may have already provided the solution and simply request you to measure its viability. Once we say viability, it is having a reasonable chance of success. It is testing you only. Okay? So it responds to a specific request within the organization, is used when the problem has been identified and when the decision to solve the problem has already been made. Okay? It is just simply soliciting whatever is internal conflict or internal problem or internal matter you have. Okay? Let us proceed with unsolicited internal. Okay? With the unsolicited internal class, it is following still a memo format, is used when the sender and recipient belongs to the same organization, is a self-initiated proposal. Okay? Is used when the target reader has not yet realized that a problem exists. Okay? And is used when no decision has yet been solved or made to solve a problem. So, an unsolicited proposal is a written application for a new or innovative idea submitted to an agency because there might be some problem with the previous idea or the previous plan. Okay, so this is an unsolicited internal. Let us proceed with the third one, solicited external. Okay, what is a solicited external? First, it follows a letter format. If previously in the internal, we follow the memo format. This one, we follow the letter format. Okay? It is used when the sender and the recipient do not belong to the same organization. That's why you have to write it in a letter format. It is used when responding to a specific request from someone who does not belong to the same organization. Okay? Is used when the problem has been identified. Okay, and is used when the decision to solve the problem has already been made. So an external proposal is one written from a separate, independent organization or individual to another such entity. The typical example is an independent consultant proposing to do a project for another firm or company. Okay, or for example, an engineer proposing okay, I'm no, but I'm sorry for that. An engineer proposing um, or an architect proposing a renovation project to a specific building and such. Okay? Next one, we have your unsolicited external. What is this? It follows a letter format still. Is used when the sender and the recipient do not belong to the same organization. Is a self-initiated proposal, okay, that is unsolicited external, is used when the target reader has not yet realized that a problem exists, and is used when no decision has yet been made to solve a problem. Okay? So these are the sample informal proposal. You could view it once I upload the file. And for the structure of an informal proposal, we have your introduction, which includes the purpose of the proposal, description of the problem that needs to be solved. You include there the nature of the problem, effects on the company, the causes of the problem, the deadline for solving it, and sources of whatever information you have. Then, in the introduction, you also include there the scope or limitation of the proposal. Example, information covered by the proposal includes method, cost, and timetable. Okay, next, we have there the detailed discussion of the proposed solution. Then, justification of the proposed solution. The arguments that supports the proposed solution, research such as research that supports solution, the companies that have already used the proposed solution, justification of the needed sources such as equipment and such. Okay, you don't have to memorize them, just understand the samples. Okay, because I'll just give you a surprise information tomorrow. Okay, next is the structure of an informal proposal. So still, under the structure, we have your conclusion. Okay, after the previously introduction, followed by your discussion and justification, we have your conclusion, which includes benefits and risk of adopting the proposal, call to action, and contact person for further information. Okay, for tips on writing, you could just simply read them once I have uploaded the file. Okay, it would surely help you in writing samples of informal proposal. Other tips, we also have this. Okay, that ends my video discussion class. My surprise information or surprise gift. It's not a gift actually, but maybe some of you would be happy with that. I will just give an announcement tomorrow regarding with your exams. Okay? So that would be all. See you tomorrow on our OC schedule, and do finish your task within next week. Yes, I'll extend your task by next week. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a good day.